Hi, welcome back to Kristen Cooks. I'm Kristen. It's time for the hubby to go elk hunting again. He goes every year around this time after Halloween. He goes for about a week, and he likes for me to prepare a few things that he can eat while he's out there because they're dry camping, and we just like to make it as simple as possible for him, but yet have a good meal. So in this video, I'm going to be prepping a chicken noodle soup that they'll have for dinner one night and taco meat that he can have throughout the week. If he wants to make a burrito for himself for a lunch or maybe a quick dinner. Also, I'm gonna make him a sweet treat. I'm gonna just make some Rice Krispie treats too. And that's gonna be it. I mean, none of these things don't go together as a meal or anything. I'm just prepping a little food for him ahead of time so he can have a good meal while he's out in the wilderness. So happy hunting, and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, to start out with, I'm gonna work on the chicken noodle soup. And I have one rotisserie chicken here, and I'm just going to take it off the bone, and I'm not going to use the whole thing in the soup. That would be way too much chicken. So I'm going to use probably about 3/4 of it, and then just have the rest in the fridge. So I'm going to cut the chicken into bite-sized chunks, and just set it aside until I'm ready to add it into the soup. Okay, moving on to veggies here. I just have one medium carrot and a couple of stalks of celery, and I cut up a couple cloves of garlic also. No onion. If this was just for my family, I would put onion in, but my husband's cousin, who is also going to be eating the soup, does not like onion, so I left it out. But yeah. And then also, I'm adding in, you'll see further down the line here a little bit, I'm adding in rosemary and thyme. I grow those myself, thank you very much. And here we are. And then also I had some Italian parsley in the fridge that I'm gonna add to that also. So we'll just get those in the soup. Now we're ready to start sauteing the vegetables, so I'm putting in, I don't know, a tablespoon or two of avocado oil, and then you don't have to add butter in, but I think it just adds a little bit of a richness to the soup, which is good. I like it with butter, so I'm putting it in. And then we're going to throw in the veggies to start softening up. And when they start, the celery becomes a little bit translucent, and you can just tell that the
carrots have softened up, then we will add in the broth, which is just a tablespoon and a half or so of the better than bouillon. I like to use that instead of the stock in a box because it has a deeper flavor, and I think the soup just tastes better that way. So I'm salting the veggies here to start bringing out all of the water, which will help them to start cooking down. And also we need pepper, very, very important. So now it's time to add the water. And I like to use recently boiled water from my electric kettle. I used a full kettle and then probably, I don't know, another couple pitchers of water, just regular water. And then we add the chicken. You need quite a bit of water because the frozen egg noodles need to cook in this, and they'll absorb some of the water. And there's the parsley right there. I'm putting in the herbs, of course. But yeah, I mean, a lot of your liquid is going to be absorbed up by the noodles as they are cooking. And the noodles take quite a little while. They're the frozen egg noodles by Reams. Oh, I'm adding poultry seasoning. This is very important. I actually should have put that in with the veggies when they were sauteing, because it would have just brought out some more flavor from the poultry seasoning. But I'm adding it here kind of last minute, and you really need poultry seasoning in chicken noodle soup, in my opinion. I think it just adds so much more flavor to it, and I like to have it in there. Also, I'm adding some turmeric. It's a really good spice for you. It's good for inflammation, and I have a little lemon here too. I like to add that in because I think it just adds just a tiny bit of tanginess and brightness in the back of the soup, you know. And I enjoy it. So these are the egg noodles I'm talking about. You can find them in the frozen food area, the frozen, like with the frozen raviolis and such. And so yeah, I'm just gonna stir these in, cover the pot, and just kind of let it simmer away. And I'll just keep checking back and stirring every once in a while to make sure that the noodles aren't sticking to the bottom. Moving on to the taco meat. I have a pound of 80/20 ground beef, and I have a little garlic at the bottom here. That's infusing into the avocado oil I had in the pan heating up. So I'm just going to crumble it up. Then I will add in my seasoning here, the tahini and this all-purpose seasoning to the beef as it cooks. And then after this, then I'll add in my taco seasoning, a 1/4 cup. And I have a little paprika on top of that too. And I also really like to add in cumin. Okay, now that the beef is browned, it is time to drain the grease a little bit. This time I'm using a paper towel, just putting it in the pan and soaking up the grease and throwing the paper towel away. I was holding my phone with one hand and trying to do it, so, but I tipped the pan so I could get more grease out. And now I'm just going to add in my spices and let those toast with the meat to kind of wake them up and, you know, get those flavors going. And then after those have toasted for a minute or two in the pan, then I will add hot water to the pan and let it simmer a little bit and reduce, and then the meat will be done. Okay, last thing we are going to do is the Rice Krispie treats. So I'm going to put about 3 tablespoons of butter into my pot here. Let that melt down a little bit, then put in a full bag of marshmallows, melt those together, and then put in a whole box of Rice Krispies. Stir that, gonna put it in the pan, and then that is it. I'm done.
So there it is, my prep for my husband's elk hunting trip meals. So that's all I have for right now. I'll have more coming up later, of course. So give me a like if you like this. Please subscribe. Help me grow my channel, please, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.